So now we want to program it so that the game ends when one of the players gets to 10, right? 10 wins. So we want to have the program make a decision of whether to stop the game or continue the game. And so how do we make a decision using the three fundamental building blocks of our programs, which are variables, branches, and loops? Well, loops repeat a block of code as many times as you want. Variables allow you to store data, and branches allow you to make decisions. Right? So if statements allow you to make a decision. And now that we know what we need to use in order to get the job done, the question is where do we put it? Right? Do we put it in main? Right? Do we put it in draw score? Okay. So let's take a look at main. Do we put it here? Well, when is main run? Is it run in the beginning of our program, in the middle of our program, or at the end of our program? Well, when we run the program, it ignores all the function definitions, gets to the bottom at line 71. Here's a function called the main, so then it runs main. So we could say that main runs at the beginning of our program, right? What it does is it draws all our buttons, it draws our score, and it waits for us to click. Okay. Now what about draw score? Is that run in the beginning, middle, or end of our program? Well, draw score is run right here in main, right? So it's run in the beginning of our program as well. Now what about draw rectangle? Beginning, middle, or end of our program? Well, it's also run here in main, so it's run in the beginning of our program. Right? So when we click on this button, all of those functions that I just talked about are run in an instant, right? Very quickly, bam, main is run, draw rectangle is run 3 times, and then draw score is run. So what's the only reason that our program is continuing to run? Well, the only reason it's continuing to run is because of this turtle on-screen click, right? Which waits for us to click on the screen, and when we do, it runs the function called click. So this function called click is the only code that's running as our game is progressing. So that is where we should put our check. Okay. So we're over here in our click function definition, and this is checking if we click on the button, right? So I guess the question is should the check for the end game happen here, or should it happen after all of this crazy stuff happens? Right? Well, you could argue either way. You could say, well, I think it should happen here, right? Or you could say, I think it should happen here, end game. So what is the reason why it should happen here? Well, what would happen if it happened here, right? I would click on the button. I would win, and my score would go up to 10. Then I would need to click again in order for this click function definition to run, and then it would check and it would say, okay, game's over. So if we put the end game if statement here, then that means that the player would need to get to 10 and then click on a button in order for the game to end. Okay, because the scores are adjusted in this code here, right? The scores are adjusted after line 41. So that's the reason why we would not want to put the if there. We would want to check if the game is over right here. Okay, and now I have my draw scores underlined red. Okay, so that went away. So we would want to check if they ended here. So let's do an if statement. So now if, then we're going to end game. So what is going to be the condition of the if statement? Well, we're going to say if the player's score is greater than 9, or maybe I could say equal to 10, or comp score is equal to 10. Right? So if either of those are true, if that's true, or if the other one here is true, this Boolean expression is true, then I'm going to end the game. All right. Alright, now how am I going to end the game? Well, let me just put a pass here for now. Pass means I want the program to run, but I don't want to define this body of the if statement. Right? You could use pass for function definitions, you could use pass for loops or if statements. So I'm going to put that there just to show us where we're at. And so what do I want to happen once somebody's score gets over 10? Right? I want, I guess I want everything to go away. Maybe I want this to go away. I want the pictures to go away. This text. I want everything above the scores to go away. I want the scores to remain. And I want it to say you win the game here in big letters. Okay. So how can I get that done? Well, I would need to t.clear all of these objects. Right? Yeah, we need a t.clear all of those guys. So the first thing is to get this turtle here and clear him, right? So let's go ahead and see if I can get that done. Let's say t.clear on the turtle. And what about the boxes, right? How will I clear the boxes? Well, on the draw rectangle, what we're doing is we're passing in a turtle. And that turtle is drawing all the boxes. So if I can get access to that turtle there, then I could t.clear him here, and it will get rid of the boxes. And I think that same turtle, see this turtle right here that we're passing to draw rectangle? Yeah, that same turtle is drawing the welcome and the choose your weapon as well. Okay. So if I can get access to this turtle right here, then I could clear him when I click. Right? But remember, click doesn't take in any arguments. So I can't pass that turtle into this click function definition. So the only way to get around this is if we make this guy here global. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's cut that turtle out. We'll go to the top, and I'm going to say welcome turtle. Okay, so I made the turtle called welcome turtle, and I made him global. And then right here in my main, I'm going to add him to my list of global variables. I'm going to use welcome turtle here, 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 everywhere basically. Okay. And now that he's global, we don't need to pass him in as an argument. Well, I guess we could just to make life easier for us. So let's go ahead and pass him in as an argument. Okay, so now everything should work exactly the same as it did. So let's go ahead and test that. I click, 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 click. Okay, great. So everything works the same way that it did before. But now I have access to the turtle that wrote all of this stuff and drew all of the buttons in my click function definition. Right? And why do I have access to him now? It's because I made him global. Okay, so let's go over to click. I'm going to add that turtle to the list of global variables that are accessible here in the click function definition. And right here, I'm going to welcome t.clear. And let's see if that works. I'm going to keep on clicking until one of them gets to 10. Okay, great. So everyone goes away, right? And now what do I want to do? I want to write here in big letters, like you win, right? Or maybe it could say like you lose, sorry, try again, right? Or it could say you win, congratulations, really big, okay, like bam. Yeah, and so that could be the challenge exercise, and once you get that finished, then you have completed the game.